Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Explanation. So this is my 13th video tutorial, which is function of data link layer. So from this tutorial I'll be discussing about data link layer and the topics that will be covered in data link layer. So today in this video tutorial I'm going to talk about functions of data link layer. Okay, so as we know, data link layer, it is the second layer of OSI layer model. Fine. So what are the key points that you need to remember? So data link layer, it is the second layer of OSI layer. The data which is in data link layer, it is in the form of frame. Also it provides addressing, which is known as MAC address or hardware address. Fine. And the functions are like error control and detection, flow control, framing. So these are some of the key points that you need to know about data link layer. So going in depth, what is data link layer? Data link layer is the second layer of OSI layered model. Okay, so this layer is one of the most complicated layer. Okay, why it is called complicated layer? Because it has complex functionalities, like it helps in flow control, error control, media access. Okay, so many protocols we are going to study under this layer. That's why it is called one of the most complicated layers among all the 7 layers. So data link layer is responsible for converting data stream into frame. Okay, so what is the type of data that is present in data link layer? It is in the form of frame. Okay, and to send that over the underlying hardware. So after converting it into frame, it sends the data to physical layer. Also at receiving end, what it does is it picks the data in the form of bits or electrical signal, we can say, and again it's assemble them. Okay, it assembles them into the frame and hands to upper layer. So this is what data link layer does. So talking about the sub layers, data link layer has 2 sub layers. Okay, so one is logical link layer. So what it does is it deals with protocols, flow controls, error control. Okay, so that is called logical link layer. And the other sub layer is media access layer. So it deals with actual control of media. What is media? It means the channel. So if a data is traveling through a channel, so how does it travel? Okay, if some other data comes, then what happens? If 2 data try to access the media at same time, then what happens? Okay, so it deals with that problems. So we'll be studying about all these in detail in the later videos, because I have started data link layer today. So later I'll be making other videos related to data link layer. So going to functionality of data link layer, so the first functionality is framing. Fine. So what is framing? Framing is the process of making frame. Okay, so data link layer takes packets. What it does is it takes the packet from network layer and encapsulate it in the frame. So it convert it into frame. Okay, so we'll be studying in other tutorial. I'll be discussing about the framing technique. So they will study what is frame, what are the content in it. So what is it? Then it sends each frame bit by bit on hardware. Okay, so it takes packet from network layer, convert it into the frame, and again send to physical layer bit by bit in the form of bit. Also at receiver end, what it does? It picks that bit by bit data and convert it into frame and send to the network layer. Next is hardware addressing. Okay, so what is the address that data link layer provides? So data link layer provides layer to hardware addressing mechanism. It means it is also called MAC address or hardware address. Fine. So hardware address is assumed to be unique. Okay, so it is unique for every address. So it is encoded at the time of manufacturing. So manufacturer encode that hardware address. Next is synchronization. Okay, so what is synchronization? Both machines should be synchronized. That is, if I am sending a data, then receiver should be available to receive that data. Okay, so that is called synchronization. When data frames are sent on the link, both machines must be synchronized in order to transfer the data to take place. Fine. Next is error control. So what is error control? Error control means detecting the error. What is error? Okay, so whenever we send a signal or data, there may be flipping of bits. For example, 0 converts to 1 or 1 converting to 0. Okay, so detecting that. Okay, detecting that error and again recovering that to actual bit. So that is called error control. Fine. So this all we will be discussing in depth in my later videos. Next is flow control. So what is flow control? It is the capacity. Okay, it is the capacity of receiver. Okay, it's not that we can send as much as data to receiver. No, it has a certain capacity till which it can receive the data. Okay, so any station, they should send only that much data which can be received by receiver. Fine, so that is called flow control. At which speed shall we send the data? Okay, so that is called flow control. Next is multiple access. So what is multi-access? It is the sharing of link, okay, to transfer data. Okay, sharing of channel. So there is a single channel and we need to send multiple data. Okay, so that is called multi-access. What it does is, how should we send data? How is the shared channel? A channel is shared among multiple systems. How multiple systems sends data on the same channel? What happens if there is collision? Okay, so in this we will study various protocols, various mechanisms, okay, like CSMA, CD. So it is one of the most confusing topic, I think, in data link layer. So we will be discussing all the topics in very depth. Okay, next, if you want, I can make a separate video for addressing. For example, in layer 2 we have MAC address, layer 3 we have IP address, layer 4 we have port address. So if you want, I'll make a separate video only on addressing. Fine. So stay updated with us for next video, and like, share and subscribe our video. Thank you very much. Stay safe.